Thank you for joining my session. I'm a registered psychotherapist qualifying in Ontario, and every day I'm trying to share science-based psychology on my YouTube channel. And we are creating a lot of content about anxiety, and we are trying to help high achievers, people who are experiencing constant stress and working under hard pressure and challenging situations, and we are helping them to stay resilient, to succeed, and to stay confident even if situations cause anxiety, if there is a lot of stress in their life. And today we will be speaking about leadership and anxiety under pressure, and how to lead authentically when it's hardest and when there are challenges. And before we begin, I want to clarify who are the leaders. Leaders don't have to be necessarily the managers. Leaders are actually anyone who are working with people. This can be mothers, this can be grandparents, for instance, or fathers who are leading families under daily pressure, or caregivers holding emotional responsibilities for others, and teachers managing classrooms for expectations, also organizers coordinating people and outcomes, business owners, managers, professionals, anyone who finds themselves responsible for direction, decision, or stability in someone else's life or system. And if you are someone who carries responsibility for others and in some ways, this conversation is for you. And before we begin, I want to acknowledge something that often goes unspoken. Many of you are not here because something is wrong with you, but you are here because you've been working too hard, you've been carrying a lot of responsibilities. And when human beings carry responsibility, especially for people, outcomes, decisions, and performance, the mind always goes into a lot of worries and stress, and it's quite normal that when under pressure people are feeling more anxiety, more stressed, and our minds are designed to keep us safe. And whenever there is uncertainty or challenging situations, it's quite normal that we start to overthink, and we are trying to solve the problems, and we are experiencing stress, anxiety, and therefore, our minds are trying to find solutions and constantly scan for possible threats, and therefore experiencing these challenging emotions such as anxiety, overthinking, or feeling scared, self-doubt, tension in your body. These are quite normal responses of your body, and it means that your mind is trying to protect you, and you actually care about these fields and situations that you are trying to understand. And you are not only one experiencing this in the room right now. Anyone who is carrying a lot of responsibilities, who is caring about society, about the people around them, uh, all of them are having similar emotions, similar internal experiences. And for a moment, notice what's already here for you. Maybe you have some thoughts right now. Maybe you are overthinking, you are stressed, you are anxious. Maybe some sensations be present right now, such as raising heartbeat. Maybe emotions are present. Maybe you feel sad, maybe you feel scared, maybe you feel anxious, exhausted. And see if you can gently notice these events your mind is producing. Not And these are not commands you must obey, or these feelings, these internal experiences don't have to dictate your behavior or pull you towards different sides. And this is what we call as cognitive diffusion, being able to see your thoughts from distance as thoughts, not as instructions. Or you are not an anxiety, you are not your thoughts, you are not failure, you are not an exhaustion or burnout. You are someone who is experiencing these feelings, and you can step back and notice these feelings. And if you check it with your body right now, you might notice maybe some holding, tightening, or activation. And instead of trying to change it immediately, see if it's possible to allow just a little space around it, and to able to notice it. Not because you like suffering, or because you like feeling this, but because you are willing to make room for your internal experiences while you are still here, still present. Because anytime when we are trying to suppress feelings, when we want to get rid of feelings, they are coming with a stronger power and they are disturbing us, and it becomes a struggle, a fight with you, like you are actually fighting with yourself, with your internal experiences, and this will not be helpful for you because you will lose a lot of your energy, time, and efforts while fighting with yourself. So now gently bring your attention to the present moment, right here, right now, and notice the sound of my voice, the fact that you are sitting wherever you are. Maybe there are some sounds around you, maybe there are some smells or any objects around you. The simple reality of this moment as it is, and we are sitting here with everything that we have. We are carrying all these emotions, and we don't have to obey them, or we don't have to be swiped by them. And it's not about escaping it into your head, it's about returning to now, where leadership actually happens, because anything is happening in the present moment. We cannot create change in the past, or we cannot create change in the future. Everything that's happening, it's happening right now, and this is the only place and time that we can create change, or we can actually do anything. And as you notice all of these thoughts, sensations, the room you are in, also notice a part of you that is aware of all of it. The part that can notice anxiety, can feel anxiety, and that perspective, the observing self. Maybe you can step back and see yourself, how you are sitting here, even when internal experiences shift. And let's gently shift direction, and maybe you would notice that from the time we have started our conversation, your feelings has changed. Maybe you were feeling more stressed in the beginning, and right now you feel more relaxed and able to observe your feelings because they are coming and going. Feelings are shifting, and they are not staying at the same level all the time. And if you were able to, like, noticing them, if you were able to decrease these feelings, this means that you can do it again. And if anxiety could speak, it might be pointing to something important, not necessarily danger, but importance. Maybe it speaks about the things that they care or that they value that are important to them. Maybe anxiety says, I'm tired, I feel exhausted, and my needs are being neglected, and I stayed strong for too long. And acknowledging that it's here with you, and letting know that you are grateful for this feeling to be here, and letting you know that what you care about, reminding yourself about things that you care, that you love, what matters for you, and let anxiety know that you are here for it. You deeply care and appreciate this effort. So instead of trying to get rid of anxiety, when you start to walk with it, when you start to be grateful for it being here and for reminding you about things that you care, that you love, that matter for you, actually, this is the point where you can find new space for focusing on what you need to do, and you are creating space for yourself and for the change. So ask yourself quietly, what does this pressure say about what matters to me? What is, like, if certain situations make you feel stressed, they are actually carrying messages about what you care, what you love deeply, what matters for you. Because underneath performance, most leadership anxiety is connected to care about people, about responsibilities, impact, and integrity. And this is direction that gives meaning to effort. Like, if actually you imagine if you didn't have any feelings, if you were like a robot, this wouldn't be normal. And actually, that the fact that we are having feelings shows that we are human and we care, and these things are important for us. And staying with that for a moment, if you were to act as the kind of leader you want to be, not when everything is easy, but at times of difficulties, challenges, moments like this, what would that look like? Even if anxiety is present, what would a small workable step in the direction would be? And this is, you can remind yourself about times when there was internal discomfort, and even when there was a lot of stress, you were able to take some action, you were able to stay committed. Has there been a recent moment, even small, when you handled pressure slightly better than expected? And that question is important because it reminds us that capability is not absent, it's often already present in small exceptions in the past. And even the fact that you have come today here and you are listening to me shows that you care about yourself, you want to change, you want to create difference, you want to make progress. So as we continue tonight, we are not trying to completely delete or eliminate anxiety from leadership, because this is not realistic or it's not possible. Uh, the only people who don't have feelings or automatic thoughts or automatic feelings are those who are in comas or dead ones. And if we care, if we feel, this means that we are alive and we are human beings. And nobody can delete feelings completely, but we can learn how to carry a mind that produces pressure while still leading in the direction of what matters most to you. So, according to uh, according to research that was conducted by Brain Brown, the leaders who are able to express their feelings and be vulnerable from time to time and authentic, the research showed that they were able to lead better, they were more successful in managing people, in managing their life and work. And oftentimes, maybe we think that if we will hide our emotions, if we will not speak about our needs, or at times when we feel stressed, if that we always need to stay strong, resilient, and if we talk about our challenges, that people might see us as weak, or that we are a failure, that we are not capable. But research actually shows the contrary. When people are able to express about their feelings, about their needs, to provide feedback, they are able to connect better, to understand themselves better, and this creates more positive environment for the other people to also express their emotions, and to create a sense environment, positive environment where the change can happen, and people can work more successfully, and uh, they feel that they can also express their emotions, that this is a safe environment, and this actually creates success. And this creates more psychological safety, openness in teams, and paradoxically, they often create stronger performance environments, not because they appear perfect, but because they are real, they are authentic. And this is where something interesting happens. Because most leaders are not struggling with a lack of competence, they are struggling with a question like, if I show what's really happening internally, what happens to how others see me? So before we go, I want to shift the focus away from fixing anxiety towards something more important. What are you hoping to achieve in the middle of all this pressure? Who do you want to be? How do you want to show up during these challenging times, stress? Not what you think you should want, not what sounds impressive, but whom do you want to become, and how do you want to make sense of these challenges? What you genuinely hope your leadership can become under real conditions. And I want to ask you a few questions now, and there is no right answer. Just notice what comes up for you. If things were getting slightly better in the direction for you as a leader, not perfect, just 5% better, what would be different? What would you notice in yourself when pressure shows up? Would you respond differently in conversations? Would you feel less pulled by overthinking? Would you recover more quickly after stressful moments? And if we zoom out a little, if we pay attention more to these exceptions, when you imagine yourself in a leadership, whether that's at work, at home, in caregiving, in teaching, in organizing others, what kind of leader do you deeply want to be in these moments when things are uncertain, or when you feel stressed, exhausted? Not the version of you that has no anxiety, but the version of you who can care and who can carry anxiety and still lead well. What qualities matter most to you there? How do you want to show up? Which version do you want to see? Is it a calm version, a version that has clarity? Is it presence that you want to see more often? Is it kindness or contribution? What do you want to see? And let's make it even more concrete. If this webinar was helpful for you, what kind of internal shift you would like to see in yourself, what you would like to go out with, come out from this session. Maybe you can write it down for yourself, and so that you can answer to future questions accordingly, according to your best hopes. And in your reactions under pressure, how you would like to respond in your relationship with your thoughts, with yourself, what do you want to see, and in how you show up when things are uncertain. What would you like to be different? What would you like others to notice about you? And think about a recent moment, even a small one, where leadership felt difficult. Maybe you felt stressed, you felt anxious, you felt scared, exhausted, maybe you felt hesitation or self-doubt. In that moment, what did you do that helped you to achieve the outcome you wanted? Or in exceptional moments when you could stay calm, when you could stay grounded, what was there about you that helped you to achieve this, and what does it say about you? Often in difficult moments, there is something meaningful underneath the struggle, something you care about. So, as we continue today, we are not trying to remove uncertainty from leadership. We are not trying to completely eliminate anxiety. We are getting clearer on something much more useful. What kind of leadership do you want to build inside, even in the middle of uncertainty and chaos? And that becomes our direction for the rest of the session. And leaders who hide anxiety or their feelings completely create inauthentically that teams sense and lose trust, or and maybe they are modeling that other members of the team or family or workplace, they also shouldn't speak about their feelings or express their feelings. And modeling emotional suppression as professional expectation reduces team psychological safety, and this misses the leadership opportunity that genuine vulnerability with competence provides. So what does it say for us? That when leaders are able to respectfully express their opinion, thoughts, or feelings, they are actually modeling the same feelings for other people in the team, and this actually can create more success, uh, more willingness towards opening, and this create confidence for them, and that they are being loved, cared, understood. And if even we think that hiding anxiety or hiding your feelings can help you to stay resilient or strong, the research says the opposite. And sharing every anxiety with your team is destabilizing. Never acknowledging any uncertainty is unauthentic, and appropriate middle is acknowledging genuine uncertainty about outcomes while demonstrating committed, principled decision making. Maybe you don't know exactly how this will unfold, and here is how you are approaching it, and letting know the people that there are some things that are uncertain, there is chaos, and that you are still taking small steps even in the middle of uncertainty actually shows your resilience, your capability, your strength, and also noticing thoughts that you have about yourself or about leadership. Maybe you have some thoughts such as, I'm supposed to know the answer, all the answer, that I'm supposed to solve all the problems, I'm supposed to know everything. These are unrealistic expectations that maybe you are trying to place on you, and noticing these self-critical thoughts is the point that can help you to feel better, to feel less stressed, because this is just maybe your mind wants you to be better, but stepping back and noticing these thoughts and realistic expectations is the point that can help you to give more self-compassion, self-kindness. For instance, asking yourself, what would you tell to your friend if they were experiencing similar feelings, internal experiences or challenges as you are experiencing. Oftentimes we are being too harsh on ourselves and too self-critical. But if you can step back and pursue another perspective, this can create more softness towards yourself, more love and kindness. So what kind of leader do you want to be in the middle of the chaos, in the moments like this? And how you would know that you are being a more caring, more committed, more patient, confident version of you, even during the uncertain times? What would let you know that you are actually achieving it? What would other people notice about you if you were more caring? You can acknowledge internal anxiety to yourself and lead effectively from your values simultaneously. They are not contradictory. So maybe this relationship that you have with anxiety, maybe you have some thoughts that I need to feel better before acting. I need to feel less anxious before taking steps, and people can wait forever. People can wait for a very long time, and anxiety maybe will never be less, or fears will never decrease. And sometimes they are decreasing, sometimes they are increasing. Feelings are like weather, and leadership is the direction you choose to walk, regardless of these feelings. So, when have you led effectively under significant pressure before? What were you doing? What were you thinking? What did you notice about yourself? What exactly helped you to do this? Which environments, which people, which strategies, routines helped you to achieve this? And which resources you were using during that time? And exception questions can activate existing leadership capability that stress often obscures, because when we are under stress, it gets difficult to think. We start to overthink. We might have brain fog. It can be difficult to think about possibilities about the future, but when we can experience positive emotions, when we shift our focus and perspective towards hope, towards what's possible, we are more likely to take action. Leaders regulate team emotional states through emotional contagion. And a regulated leader, if you are able to stay calm, compassionate, kind, grounded, your team would also feel it. And due to neurons, due to your mimics, feelings, you can transfer your inspiration, motivation towards others, and you can contribute to their emotional regulation and well-being. And actually, when you are able to regulate yourself, you are actually helping others as well. You are contributing to their well-being. So even though taking care of yourself, regulating your own emotions, you're taking care about your mental health can seem as something that is selfish, or you might think about yourself as if you are narcissistic, but it's not the truth, because if you can better take care of yourself, then you will be able to help more people to take care of others better. I'm sorry, just kapıyı kapatır mısın lütfen? And authentic leadership was characterized by genuine self-awareness, values clarity, transparent relationship style, and balanced information processing. And if leaders are able to stay self-aware, if they can understand themselves, their feelings, what they are experiencing, internal experiences about, if they know their values, and if they are more transparent in their feelings, they are able to help better, to lead better, and there is a trustful environment that's created in the team, and their team have a better performance. And authenticity and effectiveness are not in tension. So when anxiety becomes a leadership asset, a leader who is anxious about an important decision and transparent about the weight of it while demonstrating principle thinking often generates more team commitment than a leader who appears to make consequential decisions without appropriate consideration. So, what it says is that actually, what like when you are hesitating or when you are experiencing internal challenges or internal experiences, and when you are having anxiety or challenging feelings, this is actually shows that you are human, and even at times of stress, uh, when we are able to show these authentic feelings, others can relate to us. And this shows that you are human, that you also can struggle, you can have your own struggles, you can have your own challenges, and you are a human being. And what's the difference between processing and performing? Processing anxiety is acknowledging it, noticing catastrophic thoughts that you might have about uh, possible problems, and redirecting towards the preferred version of you and taking action towards that version of you. But you don't need to perform either anxiety or false confidence. A regulated authenticity is the goal. So this doesn't mean that we will feel at our best, or we will constantly experience happiness, or constantly be perfect. Uh, Experiencing anxiety, challenging feelings is a part of journey and is a part of being human. And we still can take steps and make small changes towards the person who we want to become, even at times when we feel anxious, stressed, depressed, or exhausted. So, anytime when you feel stuck or you feel very stressed, exhausted, anxious, or angry, you can you can stop and ask yourself, what kind of leader do I want to be right now, regardless of outcomes, regardless of perception. This question grounds leadership behavior in values and rather than anxiety management. So before a high stakes leadership moment, you can also try to ask, when have I done this well before? What I was doing? And try to notice certain behaviors that was helping you, that was making this possible. Which approaches did you use? What mindset was helpful for you to stay resilient, calm, or to be who you want to be in the past? And acknowledging this and noticing this, thinking about this can help you to find new perspectives on the situation or find new insights how you would continue or how you would take action in the presence of anxiety or chaos or pressure. And practice one instance of appropriate leader vulnerability this week. Acknowledge genuine uncertainty to your team while demonstrating principled decision making. Notice the effect on team trust and psychological safety. So try to experiment. What will happen if you will tell about your struggles or about your fears or uncertainty? And oftentimes we would find that even if we think that we will be rejected, or if we think that people will blame us or criticize us, that oftentimes it's not happening. And when you are opening up for other people, they can connect with you deeper, they can feel your pain, they can experience your feelings. And oftentimes, like according to research at least, this creates even more healthier environments, stronger friendships, stronger connections. And before leading important meetings or conversations, 5 minutes of regulation practice. Maybe it's slow breathing, mindfulness, connecting, reminding yourself about your values, or regulated presence you bring into the room. Uh, Noticing what is your most powerful leadership tool and using it more often is one of strategies you can apply when you are having these stressful situations. So I tried to share some solution-focused brief therapy questions and acceptance commitment therapy strategies to apply to you, these strategies in my speech. I hope that this was helpful for you and it helped you to feel inspired, heard, understood, at least motivated, and at least to know that you are not alone, that all of us, we are having our own struggles and internal fights, experiences. If you have any further questions, or if there are any other topics that you want to learn about, you are welcome to share it in your comments. You can always text me asking questions. I'm glad to answer to your questions, to research and to find answers. And if you find this session helpful, don't forget to share it with anyone who might benefit from it. Take good care of yourself and see you in the next sessions again. Bye.